55. It's a sin to be depressed. Sometimes people associate their emotional feelings with the level of spiritual victory that they're having in their lives. And that is a disjointed connection. It's not intended to fit. Because the truth is, you can be very low emotionally and still be strong spiritually. I used to think that it was a sin to be depressed emotionally until I really began to get into the Bible and see what the Bible has to say. And I find that there were many great saints of God who were depressed. And the Bible in no way indicates that it was a sin. Remember, depression, I'm talking about emotional depression now, is a heaviness in the soul. And the soul is the mind, will, and emotions. Depression can be caused by a lot of things. There can be physiological reasons for depression. It could be because of a hormonal imbalance. It could be because of some sort of imbalance in chemicals in the brain. There are circumstantial reasons why people can be depressed. If you've lost a loved one, a mate, or a child, or a parent through death, if you've suffered great loss, depression would be a normal reaction to that kind of thing. There are different reasons why people would be depressed. I think anxiety in our emotions is a normal part of the human experience. And sometimes people say to me, well, is it right or wrong for me to be depressed about this or that? And at times I've said to them, well, I'd rather not cast my answer in terms of right and wrong, but I'll simply say this. It's human. It's natural that you would feel that way. I look at Job in the Bible and the way that he felt when he was going through his great trials. In Job chapter 23, here's the way he described it. He said, His hand, God's hand, is heavy despite my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him. I'd come to his seat and present my case before him and fill my mouth with arguments. I'd learn the words that he'd answer and perceive what he'd say to me. Would he contend with me by the greatness of his power? No, surely he paid attention to me. There the upright would reason with him, and I would be delivered forever from my judge. And then he says, behold, I go forward, but he's not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. When he acts on the left hand, I cannot behold him. He turns on the right, and I cannot see him. This is Job 23, 1 through 9. Again and again in the book of Job, he expressed his negative emotions. He said things like, I wish I'd never been born, and life makes no sense. These 9 verses in Job 23 are a very articulate and strong declaration of his emotional depression. But listen to what he says in verse 10 in Job 23. He says, but he knows the way that I take. And when he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. There's his declaration of faith. Don't be judgmental of other people that are depressed, emotionally depressed, and don't judge yourself for it if you go through it either. The idea that it's a sin to be emotionally depressed, that's a lie. It is a part of the human experience. Now, we choose what we do with the emotional reactions that we have in life. That's another teaching for another time. But I'm telling you, there are times when emotional depression is the normal and natural reaction to things that are going on. And if you believe otherwise, that lie will keep you in bondage. But if you believe that Christ is your peace and your joy, and he'll guide you step by step and embrace you even in the midst of your depression, you will find that is a truth that will set you free in your own grace walk.